meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a dire history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's 50 kg Drop podcast. Today we are joined with a very special guest in Umashnee Naidoo. Uma, hello.
Hi, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And thanks for joining us today. Uma, for the listeners, can we get an introduction for you and your company and what you do?
Okay, I am the founder of Find Your Light Wellness. My journey began about 6 years ago. I'm originally a mechanical engineer. So I come from a field of all go, less time for self-care. And what happens in this kind of environment is you tend to ignore your health. And so what did I do? I ended up becoming obese and extremely unhealthy. So when I hit that point where my body started to fail me, I had to resign from engineering, and I healed myself from the inside out. And since then, it's been quite a journey. I first began teaching yoga. I did my yoga teacher training. And then from there, studied to be a meditation instructor. I'm also a holistic health coach. So this is what I do for a living. And I specialize in this space of weight loss because it's very near and dear to my heart. And finally, I just qualified as an energy medicine practitioner. And this is where it literally brings all the elements of the journey into the picture. It's not just physical, it's not mental, it's not emotional, but it's also spiritual. And yeah, now I have my company. This is what I do. And I created my own modality around it.
That's fascinating. So for you, we're four guys looking to lose 50 kilos each. We've tried the kind of low calorie white knuckle diets, which didn't really work for us. Did work in the short term, but not in the long term. We tried trying to run a marathon. So as a kind of, let's try and outwork the diet. Didn't work. We gained weight and I was pretty slow at the marathon as well. We then tried a series of different diets along the way. And then this year we're doing kind of full carnivore, as well as some sort of therapy to help us understand where our eating habits come from. And today that's been really successful. I'm 40 kilos down. The other guys are about 20, 30 in that sort of region. And we've focused it very much on giving up sugar, giving up flour, caffeine and alcohol. But that's like what you put in. The mental side of it for us is to learn why we try and soothe through food and through overeating and this type of thing. And I've been doing a lot of yoga at the moment. I do a lot of hot yoga, which actually is a bit more like a HIIT exercise in 40-degree heat, where my heart rate goes to about 170, and the only pose that I tend to do is the kind of clubbed seal where I'm lying on the floor just dead at the end of it. So the mental side of this is something we're learning about all the time, and as men we're not very good at channeling our emotions very well. So I'd love to understand a bit more about your journey. So you mentioned you were working as a mechanical engineer and then you end up becoming obese, or were you obese before, or could it accentuate the problems that you had?
All right, so I have struggled with my weight ever since being a teenager. And it was not, that when we emotionally eat, it is not a physical hunger. For me, my sense of self-worth was attached to how I looked and what my weight was. And so everything I did was focused around that. So when I was unhappy, I attributed it to my weight. When I was sad, it was weight. But now, having gone full circle, I realized that it's nothing to do with the weight, but everything to do with your relationship with yourself, how much you love yourself. And firstly, before we get into that, I just want to acknowledge how amazing you guys are for doing the stuff, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be disciplined. It's not easy to stick to diets and to stick to a workout plan. And that journey can be lonely. So it's wonderful that you guys are doing it together, because that's always helpful. When you stick to these kind of like eating plans and stuff, you tend to feel like you're just left out. Everybody's out having a treat, having a drink, having the ice cream, and you're like, how am I gonna fit this into my plan? And all that does is it creates more tension. And that is a way to get to your goals. But I will say that it's the longer way, even though you will get quick results. Your weight loss is incredible, and you are almost there. Okay. And I've actually I came down from 94 kgs to 57. So, but that was up and down, and it was over a period of 6 years. But I've been to every extreme. I have gone extremely underweight, where I looked like I was ill. I looked like a drug addict. And then I have looked so plumpy and so so full. But the thing here is that I was never happy in any of those bodies. I would look at myself in the mirror and I was never thin enough, or I was not ever muscular enough. There was always something. I needed to be leaner. This is not the issue is not with your weight loss, but when you get to that point where you feel amazing in your body, that striving and pushing will fall away. And why will it fall away? It will fall away because you need to reach that stage where it has nothing to do with your body, right? But in order to get there, you have to first feel that comfort in your body. And for some of us, we've never loved our bodies. We've always looked in the mirror and had an issue with it. So this must be approached from the place of self-love. We have to heal that body dysmorphia. And for me, my story is the emotional eating route, okay? It was never a physical issue. It was an emotional issue. It was eating for comfort. It was eating to celebrate. Everything was food. And a lot of the culture is around that. And what we need to realize is that there's these beautiful diets. For me, the ketogenic diet did do wonders, but your body adapts to things. Physically, your body is going to adapt. Once your body goes down that adaptation route, you hit a plateau. And now you feel like, what next? Do I cut more? Do I get in more steps? And running a marathon is so amazing for your sense of self-worth, for setting yourself a goal and for pushing that goal. And that is what the actual journey is about. So that is where you guys need to stay grounded. The best diet is not going to be a diet. I'm going to talk to you like my client. The best diet is the one that fits in life. The one where you are allowed to nourish your body, eat until you're satisfied, and allow the treats, allow the celebrations. For me, the 80-20 rule has been magical. So you can apply this in all areas of your life. And one thing that I stick to is how you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. And the extreme, the black and white thinking. And for a lot of us, we feel like we need to do that. But you'll find that once you do the extremes, your body wants to return to balance. Your body wants harmony. It wants homeostasis. And the moment you hold on to weight, or the moment you hit that plateau, it means that you need to adapt in some way. You either need to change or pivot. And male, female hormone systems are entirely different. So obviously we have to adapt this. But since we're not talking to women specifically here, We don't have to worry about that complicated hormonal cycles that women go through. That requires a lot of adaptation. We can't do it the same way, okay? For guys, it's going to be so much easier, apart from you not messing with your testosterone. I would say that's the only one, right? For you guys, you don't have to worry about, I need to up my carbohydrates a week before my cycle comes and all of that crap. You know, it adds that extra layer of complication. For you guys, it's more streamlined. Your hormones are not all over the place. But in every human being, we have a masculine and a feminine aspect. And this has nothing to do with your gender. And this now, I'm glad that you're doing yoga, because yoga is going to help you to balance these two dimensions of your life. And so much of the issues in this world are because men are they're supposed to be behaving in a certain way and doing things in a certain way. And now we've entered a beautiful stage of humanity where we can all tap into our feminine and masculine qualities. And that is going to bring you balance. So the masculine qualities, and so in yoga, the side of your body that is masculine is the right-hand side. So remember that the left brain hemisphere is controlling the right side. So this is the sun energy. This is the doing part of you. This is the strategy, the planning, the assertiveness. And then your left side, which is the right brain, is your feminine side. Like I said, it's not a male-female thing. All of us have it. When we tap into this femininity of ours, this is where we tap into the receptive mode. This is the moon energy. This is where we are able to get in touch with our emotions. And this is where meditation comes into the picture. This balance is so important. Whenever you tip the scales into too much of doing and too much of pushing, you are creating an imbalance. And so the feminine in you, the feminine aspects of you are going to scream out for you to rest and for you to allow your body to now recover. This is why when we go to gym, if you don't allow the recovery days in between, you actually prevent yourself from growing muscle, because that's where the muscle is grown. You do the hard work here when you lift, but the recovery is when you build. And that is a huge part that so many of us don't pay attention to. This even is that sleep that's so important. It is the stillness that is so hard to find in this world. So you have to tap into that side. And for you to do that, you have to allow that stillness to enter your body. So yoga is a great way to balance that heavy workout that you're going to do and the marathon that you're going to train for, all of that stuff. This is something that every human being needs to bring into the picture. And your body will start to scream. When you know that you're off balance, your body will start to scream. It will start off in gentle whispers, as in the scale is not moving, or gut distress, or aches in the body, something like maybe your hormones are a little bit off. And then you maybe ignore that and you think, oh, I've got to be doing more. But the key is to do a little less. So it's up to us to maintain this balance. So for you guys, you want your body to feel safe. In yoga, we speak of that root chakra. It's your base chakra. It sits at the base of your spine. This is the first chakra that develops for all human beings. And when that chakra is balanced and flowing, nice and beautifully open, that is when we feel safe in the world. And there's so many things that prevent safety. That would be financial distress. That would be some kind of threat to maybe a marriage or a relationship or a health threat. So many things, wherever we feel our sense of survival being threatened, the body is going to go into shock. So this is why we can't approach weight loss in that all or nothing manner, because when we do that, you'll get the results fast. But then you get to that point where the body is like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? There's too much. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. It goes into a state of shock, and so it holds on to fat. Remember that primitively, we never got food all the time. We didn't have access to fridge. A man would go hunting. The woman would gather berries and stuff like that. We would feast, and then we would fast. Now, evolution doesn't happen according to the way technology happens, okay? Our brains are still functioning like a primitive human being, which means that if your body, which is feeding the brain, is saying, I'm afraid, I don't know what's going on, all of a sudden I don't have food, then there's all of this exertion, your body is going to be like, what is the protective mechanism? I'm going to hold on to fat. And that's what in ancient times, our ancestors would have to store fat to make it through the times when there was a lack of food. So it's all about you creating that sense of safety in your body and then moving out from there. So you have to come back to that place of safety so that your body feels free now to be like, okay, let's step into the fat stores. We don't need this fat anymore. Okay, let's go and use the fat stores. Instead of it making you more hungry because it thinks that there's no food and it holding on to every calorie that you put in your body.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does. It does.
It does. So in the first 5 months of this year, when we were doing the diet, I was doing a lot of sauna plunges, a lot of kind of like, I really wasn't trying to overexert myself with exercise. I was trying to just focus on getting in the routine of eating the new carnivore diet. And then I started loading up some exercise. Now I'm kind of exercising all the time, but my weight's staying exactly the same because I'm constantly like stressed. And I feel that you hit the nail on the head with that, that actually I'm trying to cram like 5 or 6 exercises in a week, and I'm putting on muscle, but I'm not losing any weight. And I feel that I'm back in that kind of, maybe I need to do more type thing. So maybe you're right. Maybe I need to go back to doing less to try and find some balance, because I do think I'm overdoing it at the moment.
Yeah, and you'll find, and this is how I ended up with adrenal fatigue, by the way, pushing, and not seeing the muscle increase, seeing the fat actually increasing, which I could not understand. I refined my eating plan like down to the macro, and I was weighing everything. But all of that extra thinking and exertion, it just threw my body into, I am going to function only on adrenaline. And then you burn out your adrenal glands. Your body's no longer looking to now burn fat and build muscle because it feels like it's going to die. You know what I mean? Your body's never going to prioritize building muscle if it feels like it's in survival, like every day is a fight. So, yeah.
Let's talk about your program then. So how does that work?
Okay. So my program now, I've adapted it a bit because I've got the modalities of holistic health coaching, which is focusing very much on the physical, the mental, the emotional. What I've brought into the picture is energy healing. And energy healing is taking into account our energy centers that we all have that's actually dictating what manifests in the body. And this stuff, we are holding on to heavy, dense energy that could be decades old. Not just that, as we live our days with the quality of food, the quality of water, the quality of the air you breathe, your body's taking on more stuff all the time, only clogging up this energy more. So what I have done is I do the physical part because that's crucial. We need to take care of our bodies and our brains, our organs. We need to age in reverse. That is what I like to do, which I have been doing for my clients. I am able to, people's vitality comes back, your energy comes back, and your weight loss journey has to be grounded in gaining health because we want to be energetic and we want to be vital as we age. which is one of the reasons we want to cut out things like alcohol and stuff. It's not going to serve you, okay? It's not going to serve your brain. And you just feel better when you can be more present and conscious in your body. The question is your body a place that you are happy to live in?
With the carnivore coach that we have, he comes on the pod each week and coaches us through our journeys. For him, he gets quite a lot of people listening to this, and then they kind of sign up to his program to then join it as well. I'm interested in what you're saying, very interested, because I think I'm at that, but we call it fatoing, not plateauing, where you're kind of stuck on a weight and it doesn't move. And the normal routine of what I've been doing year to date is kind of getting me the same results. So would you be interested in doing that and coming on a weekly basis to coach us through what we do? I will follow your plan to the degree, like I've done with the carnivore one, because I need to get another 10 kilos off to reach the 50 kg. But this kind of self-worth part is something I've been battling for quite a while. And I remember when I got to my lowest weight a few years back when I was boxing, I immediately went and chased everything that I'd been restricting for ages to kind of self-destruct that progress, because it didn't feel like it was right. And I wasn't, so even then I was at the lowest weight I've been in a long time, and looking at myself and not wanting to be in that body. And I think this could really work for us. So it's totally up to you. I appreciate it's a big thing to ask, but I think there's a lot of awareness, definitely for men, that men wouldn't think about this stuff normally. And I'd be keen to see if you'd be up for that on here.
I mean, I would be up for it. That sounds like an amazing challenge, and I love facilitating the healing journey, because the weight loss journey, it's not what we think it is what we think is that, oh my gosh, my habits have gotten me to this place where I've put on extra weight. And that is a part of it. Obviously, you're not going to eat everything that you want to eat and then you magically burn it all off, okay? You're still a human being. But remember that that's only one aspect of it, and it's what we tend to focus on. That's the end manifestation. We've got to reverse engineer this, and we've got to look at what are the root causes. What makes us want to go on a binge? What makes us want to, at times, and I don't know if you've experienced this, just say, I'm done, like I give up.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out why that voice in my head does that. It's this self-destruct button is the way to say it. And I've been talking about this kind of like Newian v Oldian conversation that goes on in my head. And sometimes I can keep that quiet for 6 months, and then this overwhelming desire to go out and get drunk and eat anything I can get my hands on overtakes me. And then I kind of put my progress back for a weekend and this type of thing. But actually, what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. If I do focus on being peaceful, clearing my schedule, making sure the stress isn't through the roof. And at the moment, I'm crazily busy trying to cram everything in at the moment. All the old habits are starting to come back. And even though I'm eating strict, I'm still not getting the results that I was getting at the start. So I think you're onto something. So I would be very much up for that. If you would be up for that each week to come on and in theory coach me through this, I will follow your program to the letter of the law. And we'll promote your business at all times throughout this, and anyone wants to come on the journey as well, I'll pass their details through to you. But if you're up for that, I'm more than up for that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing to me. And let me just tell you that this place that you're at, and I totally get it, where you just want to go the complete opposite extreme. It comes from the black and white thinking. That is where it comes from. It's the all or nothing. And if you allow yourself, say, a week of being healthy, being conscious, honoring your goals, and then allowing yourself to have that treat now and then, you will not feel that kind of pressure. And let's not forget that you've got stress on a daily basis with what you do and everything that you are trying to achieve. But then people fail to recognize how exhausting it is to plan and think about your food and deal with your exercise. That is exhausting in itself. thinking about what you're going to eat. And when you care about it, and when you care about your diet, and you care about your body, and you are on this path, you will be focusing on your work. But at the back of your mind, you're going to be like, what am I going to eat for lunch? Is this going to be healthy? Is it going to fit in with the plan? That shit is exhausting. It will steal your energy. And then you wonder why I come to gym and I have nothing left in me. This is why it's all of the energy leakage.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that. I'm conscious of time for this episode because I need to shoot, but let's schedule something for next week. Let's do the first kind of meeting then. And for the listeners, how do people get in touch with you? How do they find you? How do they get in touch?
Okay, so you can visit my website. It's www.findyourlightwellness.com. And all the information is on there. You would have to set a discovery call, which is called a call to light with Uma. And that's where we see if we would be a match to work together, right? Because it's a 50-50 thing. Not everybody is ready for this journey. And we don't want to be wasting people's time. So for me, it's about people who are serious and who want to make this commitment, because it's as rewarding for me as it is for them. All my details are there. My information is there. And then people can book from there, and then we schedule the appointments. And what I've done now is I've combined the energy healing, because it's such a crucial part that is not being considered right now. It's just all stuck in the physical. When you heal the energetic, the physical has to follow, because everything is being dictated by your energy.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much for coming on this week. I'll jump on your calendar link to book in for next week as well. But I've really enjoyed this chat, and I think this could be the next elevation of what I'm looking to do. And I'll try and see if the other guys are interested as well. They're in slightly different parts of their journey. They're kind of in that fast weight loss phase at the moment. But yeah, I think I'm going to really looking forward to this, and hopefully we can find our chakra, as they say.
Yes, we must find your light. That's what I do. I help people find their light. This has been such a privilege and honor for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'm excited for this journey.
Beautiful. Let's catch up next week. See you soon, Uma. Bye-bye.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 drop. No excess fat, no FAT, no curry back, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me. We'll end up as fit as a bear.